I had so much fun this past weekend, in particular, going to Saturday night's main event live at the Bell Center, but also SmackDown too. I was wondering what it was going to be like to sort of come down from that high and just watch an average episode of WWE on TV. But, that's what this channel is about. And I still enjoy watching it at home. That's why I enjoy it even more watching it live. So what did I think? Welcome to Silo Voice Wrestling on YouTube and the Silo Voice Wrestling podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Jason C. McLean, and these are my assorted thoughts on the January 26, 2026 WWE Raw from the Scotiabank Center in Toronto. Now, I live in Montreal. I didn't go to Toronto. I know if anyone's watching from Europe, Canada's not that close. Yeah, it's like a 6-hour drive or 6-hour bus ride, something like that. And I know some content creators and streamers who were in town for SmackDown and mainly SNME decided to make the trip to Toronto because of all the snow and stuff like that. The cold, they couldn't really get around. Flights were canceled. But for me, I live here, so I didn't have to go to the next show. And it would have been nice to go to it, but you know what? I got enough on the weekend. So yeah, I'm recording this, by the way, the next night, the 27th, around like 10:30 at night. So this was a good episode. This was it was the go home for the Royal Rumble, so it wasn't going to be as eventful as some other standalone episodes, but it was solid. I mean, we started off CM Punk. Well, actually, we started off with AJ Styles comes out, and when he said be world champion, I even thought in the back of my mind Punk's music's going to hit, and Punk's music hit, and I could see where they were going with this. And yeah, that's a great main event out of nowhere. CM Punk versus AJ Styles for the World Heavyweight Championship. And Punk is really playing this fighting babyface champion bit to the hilt. I mean, he fought Finn Balor, Braun Breaker, Finn Balor. He's having a lot of title defenses on Raw. Now, I was running all sorts of scenarios in my head when I saw this. I was like, wait a second. If Punk loses, because I was thinking there's a conceivable world. I know that the Elimination Chamber is in Chicago. Punk's obviously going to be defending the title there, but I saw a world where he loses the title. In fact, I thought he might have lost it to Breaker and goes there and challenges Cody. And I was like, wait a second, if he loses the title, then AJ's the champion. Then theoretically, if he retires, which no one wants to see, but if he does retire, that would make Gunther the champion. And I was thinking that might happen. And in the actual match, I was thinking I was like, okay, there's probably going to be a run-in, but who could it be? I mean, not Gunther. Gunther in his character's mind would want AJ to win the championship so he could become world heavyweight champion, right? Makes sense. I was like, the Vision and Breaker, maybe, but probably not. It didn't occur to me Finn. But of course, it made perfect sense, Finn, because Finn's arc was kind of the arc of the show. I mean, I thought Finn was going to turn babyface and turn his back on the Judgment Day and live like that was a very emotional bit. Like Finn was told that there's no more room in the Royal Rumble. First of all, what? People are still, I'm theoretically, everyone's already declared their spots, even if we haven't heard about it yet. But I've never heard this where there's no more room in the Royal Rumble. I've seen like qualifying matches, but that's not for someone like Finn Balor. Obviously it's a plot point, and he's doubling down on the heel, and I'm now thinking maybe there will be a Finn versus Punk match, possibly at Elimination Chamber. This will be his rivalry heading into just before WrestleMania. But I mean, maybe Finn at some point will get the championship. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a main rivalry. I don't think I think Finn might find his way into the Rumble, as apparently Rey Mysterio's injured. Don't know if that's real, but I guess we'll see. But I guess also they're doubling down on Finn as part of the Judgment Day. So the Finn babyface turn isn't going to happen. Although maybe he might turn on the Judgment Day as well too and say, I'm turning on Punk, I'm turning on you guys. But no, I think the Judgment Day is one of those groups that's going to stay together forever. The members might change, but I think that's the faction with the most endurance in recent memory. The main event, by the way, itself was actually quite good, and it was set up like it looked like AJ might win or Punk might win. It was going to be a clean victory, and if I was there in person, I would not be. I mean, I might be annoyed that Finn ended it with the interruption causing the no contest, but at the same point, too, seeing as I walked in there not knowing there was going to be a world heavyweight title match, I think I would be very satisfied with that show. And Toronto definitely seemed very, very satisfied. I'm also thinking that maybe AJ might actually be retiring, but I think that's what I'm meant to think. Maybe he'll retire from WWE, go to TNA or something. I don't really know. But speaking about, let's go to the first match. A 6-woman tag match, Judgment Day, Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, and Raquel Rodriguez against Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Stephanie Vaquer. Now, I had seen an amazing match live the night before with these same 6, well, 4 of them were actually in the match, but these same 6 women were involved in the match. And that was just so good. This, I was like, are they going to, how do they live up to it? But, I mean, I liked the other one on Saturday a lot more, but this one was still quite good. It was quite clever. They're being very clever with these matches. Very, very good, like ring logic, and they're telling good stories with it. And I'm all for it. I still think Liv is going to win the Women's Royal Rumble. I'm going to do Royal Rumble predictions later, but yeah, I definitely enjoyed this match. And I was assuming that the heels were going to get their victory. And I was like, okay, maybe, either Raquel is going to pin Stephanie to justify a title match, which is to happen anyways because they're feuding, but, or maybe Liv would pin like, I don't know, Io or something like that to justify a rematch because you pin a champion in a non-title match. But no, it ended up with Rhea pinning Roxanne this time. So the faces won. It doesn't damage Judgment Day at all. And in the commercial break, we saw Raquel cut this amazing fiery promo, and we have the match for the title the following week on Raw. I thought that'd be a good thing to add to the Rumble, but there's already 4 matches, so it's going to be huge. Otis and Tozawa, the Alpha Academy, are now the number 1 contenders for the World Tag Team Championships. Cool. Good for them. I mean, when I saw the match, when I saw who was in the match, I figured it was either going to be them or the Creeds. I mean, you really got to do something with the Creeds, American made, whatever. Even before Chad Gable comes back, I thought that might be a nice thing. I knew it wasn't going to be the New Day because they already fought the New Day. Eventually, the Usos will probably get around to the New Day. Spoiler alert, I don't think Alpha Academy are going to win the tag team championships, but I think it's kind of cool. They're getting maybe they're sort of rebranding them as a more serious team. Who else was in that match? Los Americanos? No, not Bravo and Rhiyo. Bravo's in blue, Rheyo's in red. Yeah, no, I don't see that happening, but it was a good match. It was also a way to get Jey Uso on the show, have him come out with the branded T-shirts with the Toronto Raptors because he was watching from the crowd. He did his way down. That was cool. I think it's nice. We'll see where they go with this. I mean, I think they still need a few other teams with a bit more star power to make this division really pop. I mean, we have one of the biggest stars in the company is on the championship team. But yeah, they need more star power, but this is a good start. It's cool they're finally letting Natalya be Natty. I know she's Natty in AAA, but she's Natalya. It's been Natalya on the main roster, so she got the heel character now. Let's see where they go with this. I think she might challenge Becky Lynch at one point, but I think Becky Lynch's ultimate opponent is going to be AJ Lee at WrestleMania. And speaking of Becky, I loved her backstage bit with Asuka and Kairi saying, Kairi's like, nobody's ready for Asuka. Becky's like, I'm ready for Asuka. I beat Asuka before. You guys wrecked our War Games match. Like, this heel Becky is hilarious. It's great. Also see the video she shot outside. This really, I'm loving her character work here. It's excellent. And Javon Evans is back from injury, and he announced he's in the Royal Rumble during commercial break. It seems like he's the guy they go to during commercial break. It's been a while since I watched something truly live on Netflix, rather than because the ones that were in Europe I was watching like a little sort of like on delay, so I was missing some of the between the commercial stuff. So in Canada we don't get the commercials, and of course, SmackDown and SNME I saw live in the Bell Center. But yeah, Javon Evans seems to be the guy they go to during commercial breaks, which is, I think they should maybe give him a better push than that. And now the Vision, there was some really good character development from Logan Paul. Backstage, he was saying, yeah, we should all work as a team in the Rumble to make sure one of us wins. And that person should be, and obviously is setting it up like he's going to say himself. He says Braun Breaker, I guess he's humble after all. I don't know. Maybe he's just he's showing some character development. He's now sort of a team player, behind the scenes manipulator. Who knows? Interesting to see where they go with that. Now, of course, there was the match. Rey Mysterio versus Austin Theory. Apparently, Rey Mysterio got injured when the whole Vision attacked. They didn't attack Rey at the end. They gave the tsunami and the spear to Penta. Yeah. But of course, this was set up by Adam Pearce announcing that the entire Vision was that Braun Breaker was reinstated in the Royal Rumble. The entire Vision was in the Royal Rumble, and his security didn't come down to stop the Vision. And of course, it relates to the phone call. So we have the new mystery. Who phoned Adam Pearce at Paul Heyman's behest and scared Adam Pearce to the point where he reinstated Braun Breaker and decided not to, send his security after the Vision? This is how I saw the January 26th, 2026 WWE Raw from Toronto, Ontario. It would have been a fun show to go at, but I definitely got my fill. Now I got to record my Royal Rumble predictions video. I'm kind of all over the map with this one, but I'm going to try and narrow it down. This was a decent go-home show. Do you agree with my assorted thoughts on this Raw? Let me know about that in the comments. Follow at Silo Voice Wrestling on Facebook and Instagram, at Silo Wrestling on X, me at Jason C. McLean on X and Instagram, also jasoncmclean.bsky.social on Bluesky. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications to get all my wrestling hot takes, cold takes, simmering takes, wrestling opinion pieces, WWE Premium Live Event and Saturday Night's Main Event prediction and review videos, and assorted thoughts on SmackDown and Raw. I'll be back with my predictions. Until then, for Silo Voice Studios in Montreal, I'm Jason C. McLean.